Hi and welcome back to another video in our basic care series. Today we're going to be showing you how to bath a baby. So to start off, you want to begin by obviously filling your bath with water. You want to run both the hot tap and the cold tap at the same time. Always making sure that you're checking on the temperature. Always put your elbow in to measure whether the temperature is appropriate for the baby, as the skin on our elbow is more sensitive than it is in our hands, so it gives us a more accurate reading of how the temperature is for our baby. You want to fill the water to about halfway, obviously not to the top, because we want to make sure that it's safe for the baby and they're not going to be able to slip underneath the water as we're bathing them. And then when you've got the water level to where you want it to, you want to do that final check with your elbow to make sure that it's an appropriate temperature. We then want to gather everything that we need so we haven't got to leave the baby. We want to make sure that we have a towel, baby shampoo, baby shower gel, a nappy, some wet wipes, a cotton bud and a sponge. You can also use a cloth instead of a sponge, it's whatever is your preference. And then a fresh set of clothes for once we bath the baby. So just before we put the baby in the water, we want to do similar to a top and tail. We're going to clean their face because we don't want to do this in the water, so we want to make sure that we're cleaning their eyes. But in order to do this, we're going to remove their clothes but then wrap them up in the towel to keep them warm. We're then going to take a cotton bud and dip it into the water that we're going to be bathing the baby in, and then wiping from the inside of their eye outwards. So we're making sure their face is nice and clean and fresh in a nice and gentle way without doing it when they're immersed in the water. We also want to do this before we've added the baby shower gel, obviously we want to make sure the water is as pure and clean as it can possibly be, and that we're not going to be stinging the baby by putting shower gel in their eyes or close to their face. But we want to make sure that we're cleaning the whole of their face, so all underneath their chin where they might have had some milk spill, behind their ears, and then as we're doing this we want to make sure that we're gently patting their face with a towel to dry it afterwards. We also want to use a new cotton bud for every time you wipe their face, so we're not creating a risk of infection by using the same piece of cotton wool over and over again. So then we're going to wash baby's hair, and in order to do this we're going to take our baby shampoo and take the top off this so it's ready for us to use. We're then going to lift the baby up and supporting the baby's head and body with one arm. We're then going to lean it over the bath, making sure it's got it really secure and they're not going to fall. We're then going to rinse their hair with water, making sure it doesn't go into their eyes and it's not dripping over their forehead onto their face. And then we're going to take a tiniest little bit of shampoo, pop it onto their head, rub it in and then rinse it off with water. We're then going to place the baby back onto the mat in the towel and pat their head dry with the towel. So then moving on to bathing the baby and popping it in the bath to wash its body, we're going to start by removing the nappy, and if it is that the nappy is soiled, then we want to make sure that we use the wipes to make this as all clean as possible. Popping the soiled nappy into a Nappy-Sack, and then we're going to take some baby shower gel, squirt a little bit of that into the water and then swill it all around so we've got some suddy water. You then want to lift the baby up, making sure that you're supporting their head, and then with the hand that you've got the head held under, you want to keep this hand there and use that to also support its arm, so you've got a good grip of the baby so it's not going to slip under the water. So then using the arm that's free, this is the arm that you will use in order to splash water over the baby, obviously not on their face but on their body, and then you'll also use this hand to control the cloth and use it to wipe the baby's body and make sure they're nice and clean. So then once you're done and you feel as though the baby is properly washed and clean, you want to use the hand that's free to scoop underneath the baby and lift them out, obviously making sure the head is supported with the arm that's underneath them. You'll then pop them onto the towel and wrap them up, patting them dry all over. Once that's done, we're then going to take a nice new clean nappy, pop that under them and put that on, making sure that it's not too tight but it's not too loose. So normally we suggest that you can fit 2 fingers just around the waistband of the nappy, and then we're going to take some fresh clothes and pop those on too. We always want to make sure that bathing time is a nice, enjoyable experience for your baby. So remember throughout the process to talk to them, to tell them what you're doing and make sure that they're engaged and that you're comforting them if they're upset and distressed. But there we go guys, that's everything you need to know in order to bath your baby. As always, we will leave a link in the description box below to an article on our website where we'll have a written guide step by step to everything we've just told you in this video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, thank you for watching.